But I will need this handsome man again. For the first method, divide the watermelon into 8 pieces. Cut the pulp from the crust. Now we'll make several vertical incisions and slightly shift the resulting pieces inside the watermelon rind. For the second method, we will need 1/4 of a watermelon. To begin with, we make several vertical incisions. Now we make horizontal incisions to get watermelon. Now separate the pulp from the crust. Slicing is ready, and the crust will be served as a plate. It's easy to pick up watermelon cubes with a fork. For the third method, divide the watermelon in half. We will lay one of the halves on the table and make cuts along and across. This way we will get the watermelon pieces that are convenient to take with your hands, and the crust can always be put back in place. This time, we will take half a watermelon and gradually cut off all the peel from it. And we will cut according to the same principle as in the third method. Take a deep bowl, cover the watermelon with it and turn it over. Now the whole watermelon is in the plate. Stick wooden skewers into all these pieces for conveniences. For the fifth method, take half of the watermelon and divide it lengthwise into 3 parts. Stick skewers along each of the 3 parts. We will make incisions across so that each skewer has its own piece. A coin will do for slicing watermelon. A small press on the coin and the watermelon peel lends itself. Let's make our shallow incisions around the perimeter of the watermelon. And now it remains to deliver one accurate blow. You can use a spoon or you can use your hands. Even tastier, don't you think? And the 7th way will be really very unusual. For this trick, we will need 2 watermelons of the same size. We will divide the first watermelon in half and scrape all the pulp out of it so that the walls are completely clean. These are empty halves of watermelon. Let's take the second watermelon. We'll cut off all the peel from it. Let's give it one more even shape. And then we will put out our peeled up pulp into an empty shell of the first watermelon. We trim the excess. The halves have closed. It remains only to wipe the pulp from a damp sponge. Here's such an unusual serving for watermelon we got. Let's check with the special knife for slicing watermelon. Cut off the watermelon base and install it for slicing. We insert the knife and press it with all our might. It seems to be stuck. We'll have to split the watermelon in half. We have to take out all the knife and get several perfectly sliced pieces at once. And finally, another special knife for slicing watermelon. Let's take half a watermelon and just draw this knife across the pulp. These are the neat semicircular pieces of watermelon we got. Fill the sink with water and leave the faucet open. Put the ball under the jet and see how fast it starts to rotate. And if you start moving the jet, then the ball will follow it, remaining in the stream. Now, we tie it to a thread and relaunch it into the jet. It seems to stick to it, but due to effort, you can still pull it out. If your ping pong ball has got a dent, then to straighten it, it will be enough to lower it into boiling water for a couple of seconds. Oops! And the ball has returned to its original shape. You can use it again. Or you cannot boil the water, but just bring the lighter to the crumbled ball, but at its distance so as not to float it. In a matter of seconds, both the original shape and the former jumping ability return to him. He looks like a brand new one. Turn on the hairdryer at maximum power and place the ball in the airflow. It begins to float in the air, moving up and down. It stays even in the flow even if you tilt the hairdryer. Add a second ball, and now they are both floating. We will substitute a bushing over them and they abruptly fly through it. Let's see again. And here's the maximum angle at which a ball will still stay in the steam. Let's take the most ordinary cocktail tube, bend it at right angles, lean it against our lips and start blowing hard inside, and put a ball on the other end. See how fast it rotates and at the same time it remains on the tube. The duration depends only on your lung volume. And now the same trick, but with the funnel. We blow into it and the ball begins to rotate. Even if it's not for long, it's harder than it seems. But why torture yourself if you can just attach a funnel over a hairdryer? Let's see what this device is capable of. Don't leave the ball far away. Place it as close as possible and it starts spinning just at breakneck speed. Wow! Let's look at how high the ball usually bounces. If you don't give it acceleration, decent, but surely you can do more. Of course you can. Let's take a glass of ordinary water. There shouldn't be a lot of it, just enough to put the ball in the center and stay afloat. Now we throw the glass and the ball literally shoots into the ceiling. Let's do it again. Just look at the power. If it wasn't for the ceiling, it's not known how far the ball would have flown. Have you ever set fire to a ping pong ball? Let's compare its Gorenge process with Gorenge paper. Wow! This is a powerful flame. It even makes him move. The ball burns much faster than paper. Who would have thought? Now, we will take the ball and use scissors to cut it into small pieces. Then, we will need a small sheet of foil. We put the pieces of the former ball inside the sheet and wrap it exactly like a candy wrap. Then another layer of foil, also quite tightly. Let's put our candy in an empty aquarium. Bring the fire and start gradually heating the foil until suddenly smoke appears. Take your hands off and look! There's a release of flame as if from a flamethrower. See in slow motion how beautiful it is. But do not try this at home. Yeah, it's like there's a real fire-breathing dragon in the aquarium. Although, sometimes you can get a smoke bomb instead of a pillar of fire. But, in my opinion, it also looks cool.